So a couple of hours have passed since last night's epic test at Eden Park between the All Blacks and England, which, to probably the surprise of All Blacks fans, turned out to be much, much closer than we expected, of course, and it was certainly not until Damien McKenzie put that late penalty away, that the All Blacks, All Blacks victory, well, I should say the All Blacks unbeaten record at Eden Park was guaranteed. And yeah, you've got to, I guess, first things first, you've got to credit Steve Borthwick and England for putting up such a stern contest in the first two games of the All Blacks season. Look, I guess obviously they are coming towards the end of their season, and the combinations have. And in addition, they did play that test against Japan before coming to New Zealand. But yeah, you've got to, it was, for Fraser, I guess this was always going to be a very, very tough start. But yeah, you've got to credit, the improvements England have made since the Rugby World Cup. And yeah, the future is very bright. I mean, Mauro Itoje, it's got, certainly has a case to be one of the best locks in the world. And Marcus Smith is certainly, his goal-kicking game here was a lot better than it was in Dunedin. Funnily enough, because I guess you would have thought being outdoors is a lot harder to kick. But yeah, certainly Marcus Smith's goal-kicking was superb. And and the rest of his play, well, we've known it's been pretty good. And certainly was watching a lot of the NRL in the build-up to this game. Because, they exploited that space out wide, and I guess that is a bit of Mark Talia. I guess we should say it now. Mark Talia probably had his worst game for the All Blacks. Botched a try, got two tries, which it's still pretty good, but I guess certainly not his best performance in the All Blacks jersey. But hey, they're entitled to have one bad game, and but I guess the concern there was that. He was found out by the aerial bombs from Marcus Smith twice that led to 2 tries. And yeah, that is sort of a heart back in the day when, you had, back when we used to play wingers just for being wingers, not being good under the high ball. I guess, that's a big question about Mark Talia's ability there. But having said that, that is something that can be worked on pretty easily. So, but yeah, certainly a lot of things to work on, for Fiji against San Diego. Mind you, I guess I'm not sure Mark Lee is going to be playing in that. We shall see. But certainly ahead of the Rugby Championship. But all in all, yeah, look, it's been a positive start, but I think there has to be a little bit of cautious optimism for All Blacks fans as we head as we prepare for the next game in San Diego against Fiji. I'm expecting a whole lot more changes, possibly Rattam at the start. Maybe Barrett might start in the first 5. Who knows? Or we might want to give D-Mac more time. Because of course the Rugby Championship doesn't start for another 3 weeks, I think. So there's ample time for a break. I guess there is a lot to think about. I think just the way England pushed us suggests, I think this All Blacks team is certainly one that is pretty much in progress, and look, there's nothing wrong with that. We are going to have seasons where the All Blacks aren't just not going to be at their optimal peak, and I don't think we want them to be at their optimal peak all the time, and certainly not in, this is year 1 of the Rugby World Cup cycle. We got a new coach and all that. It takes time to embed philosophies, and we're going to find out more about players, which players are probably going to be in All Blacks under Razor for the foreseeable future, who's probably going to be shuffled out. I guess one of the names might be in that, speaking of one of the names that could be shuffled out, I mean, maybe... Are we seeing sort of the end of Cody Taylor's career? I mean, he's been a brilliant All Black all this time, but line-out throwing was not great. And yeah, look, his ball carrying skills, with age not quite what they were. Look, I know he's come back from a sabbatical, so he's still pretty rusty. But look, I guess you've got Asafo Mua pushing really hard to be the starting hooker, and he came on and delivered more impact. You've got Samisoni Takiako ready to come back when he's healthy, and there's a lot of options there. Like, you got George Bell is doing his apprenticeship, might very well start, be on the bench next week. It will be, so there's a lot of question marks. And look, I mean, I'm not saying, I think Cody Taylor certainly deserves to go out on his own terms, but I think it's just a word of caution. Maybe we are seeing the end of a great All Blacks career. Look, scrums were excellent. Eastern Agreement was great. Then certainly apply a lot of pressure on the English scrum, which has traditionally been good. But the other thing, I guess, is the question of who's first five. I mean, should it be DMAC or should it be Beauden Barrett? I think, look, it is very obvious when Beauden Barrett came on, the All Blacks looked, a lot better. But is that because, I guess, Beauden Barrett's hoist, is it because Beauden Barrett's just better than Damien McKenzie? Or is it more the fact that, against a tiring English game, in the game situation, having Beauden Barrett fresh off the bench to run the cutter with his electric pace is just, is the last thing that a tiring defense wants to face. And for me, it's probably more of the latter. I think you still have DMAC as the starting first five, and then revert to pullback and bring Beauden Barrett on. That's the luxury that the All Blacks have. Beauden Barrett could very well be the greatest super sub in any sport. I mean, thinking of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from Manchester United, and it's not a bad thing. Rugby is a 23-man team, and it's for 80 minutes, and it's not just about your starting 15. It's about every single person in the squad. And, fact is, we have Beauden Barrett on the bench wearing number 23 or 22. That is possibly the All Blacks' greatest weapon there. So, personally, I think he'll start against Fiji. I think they may give DMAC a rest. And we might see some other options at fullback. You might see maybe Perifet might get a full game at last. I'd like to see Perifet get a full game, to be honest, because I think he's still not quite seeing what he can really do. But, we shall have to see. I think certainly maybe Geordie Barrett, we might see Anton Leonard-Brown. You might see Matt Proctor come in. We shall see, but that Fiji team, that team certainly leaves pretty soon, I imagine, because I think that San Diego game is Friday. I have to check the schedule again. Of course, they have to go over there and adjust to the time and the climate. So yeah, we shall see what happens there. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the All Blacks? 2-0. But it was, arguably both games England could have won. Certainly England would feel this was their best chance to, be the one to end the All Blacks 30-year winning streak at Eden Park. But ultimately, the All Blacks just showed why they've been unbeaten for 30 years. So, who's your man of the match? Who's your man of the series against England? And what could be done? What changes would you like to see against Fiji? If you like this video, feel free to like and don't forget to subscribe.